Hello, and welcome to another episode of my Stars Let's Play. This is Northstar. I hope you folks have been taking care of each other and being kind to yourselves. Now, try and get one more video out here, but try not to rush myself too much because I'm very tired. Rushing can be very harmful things. I was in a discussion with someone recently, and it made me. He was talking about he was annoyed how U.S. rushed out of Afghanistan, as you saw, and that led to soldiers dying. Well, it may be the case if they hadn't been rushed, being there for longer, more would have died just from more exposure to danger for a longer period of time. It's hard to say for sure, but yeah, rushing things can cause problems. We rushed open society after the pandemic, COVID. But we could wait till vaccination rates were either higher and more research on long COVID so people had more of an understanding of it and inform the public more. I mean, many people hadn't even heard of it, but if we had waited longer, there would have been more awareness. People would be more careful about, the virus, and instead we're now on track to have half of America's workforce have some level of long COVID, and though most cases be mild. Within 8 years. Half. That'd be a seriously impaired workforce, with as much as like 20 to 25% of the workforce being disabled, at least partially, able to work less than half time, or not much more than half time. It's some like me fully disabled with long COVID. Yeah. Which is defined as not being able to work enough to sustain yourself to any substantial degree, even though I might still be able to work a few hours here and there. We're taking like 12 a week. That's not enough hours. That's still considered fully disabled anyways, and that's if I could find jobs that could make the disability accommodations I need and I had the skills for, which really I need to get SSI qualified, and then their employment programs that can help me get training and get employers to make the disability accommodations needed. And then I might be able to work in some stuff here and there. There's a job that might still be possible, but even without. But those are rare, and only if the employers are willing to hire me, I may still make some basic accommodations, which I've tried, and they never do. They're never willing to. So yeah, it sucks. Jobs are hard enough when you're healthy to find, and when you're disabled, employers don't want to make accommodations to that. Yeah, rushing things can be harmful. On the other hand, sometimes there's a value to it, like going to Mars before we hopefully nuke ourselves, although Musk is hardly the right one to be doing that, and he's a fascist nutcase. Probably not the person we need structuring an early Mars society. Fascism is self-defeating. The underfunded public programs and such. Welfare programs will not lead to a functional society, somewhere where that can lead to society collapsing. So Mars society would be very fragile. You need a society that's very egalitarian to work at all there. Speaking of Mars, if we don't nuke ourselves first, there's a real value in waiting a little bit and building stuff like propulsive fluid accumulators, which you'll see when I do a KSP Let's Play, which I was going to pick up an old save, but that's no longer possible because I don't really have easy access to the computer that's on. It would be very tough because that's the family member who is abusive I'm no longer living with. So I'll probably start a brand new one and do KSP Interstellar, which I've done before, and that has propulsive fluid accumulators is thing. So I helped with the early design of that KSP Interstellar Extended, I should say, not the Interstellar Extend, which is the version that's been existed of it for a long time. The original Interstellar hasn't seen updates in ages. And I think I made some commentary on how to design PFAs some, and yeah, they're a very useful thing where you have something skin the edge of an atmosphere. Because orbit is the state of moving so fast horizontally that you fall and never hit the ground. And that incredible speed can be useful, because if you're at the atmosphere doesn't just suddenly drop off. It just gets thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner and never fully goes away. So something that's a very low orbit, there's still a tiny bit of atmosphere. And you're moving so fast, you actually pass through a substantial mass of it over the course of an orbit, even though the atmosphere is super thin that high up. Which means you can scoop that up, concentrate it, pressurize, and you can actually create cryogenic oxygen, mainly. In the edge of Earth's atmosphere, you can get a lot of, since a lot of spacecraft burn oxygen, hydrogen, you can also do oxygen, methane. That may be better in some ways, and that you can fit a lot more mass of methane in a tank than hydrogen. But you only have to launch that component and not the oxygen to orbit for anything going beyond Earth or low Earth orbit. Get the oxygen there that was propulsive fluid accumulated, so you have to launch a lot less mass to get it. You need a much smaller launch vehicle to get a given amount of payload to, say, Mars or the Moon. Quite valuable. Also, microwave beam power, which is another thing. I do that series. Hope you folks will tune in and see what I'm talking about. Some of this stuff. I wonder if Bubbles just is eating all this food. Eating way more than it's saying. Maybe that's why. Food dropped into negative. Something to do with like logistic inefficiencies. I don't know. Turn technician jobs of up to 400. Some of these enforcers have become artisans, but I don't need that many enforcers. Probably. I want to stop emphasizing mining here so I don't run out of food soon. Anyways. Kept the game running from before because I just did this video back to back and I did a trade deal. These guys, I'm waiting for them to accept my proposal, hopefully.
Anomalous readings registered.
Our initial scans caught an irregular signal reminiscent of our own distress patterns. Oh yeah, this is the ransoming intervention, I'm pretty sure. Not my favorite thing. Tempted to just ignore this. Leave this anomaly untouched. And be that one anyways. Alright. Wait like a day. This to finish, too. Okay, I'll start with this and come back to this. I think this guy's gonna level up first. Gal? Actually, I said guy. Anja. Maybe not. Put this anomaly. Maybe. Yeah. Boom. 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 This kind of reminds me of Interstellar Transport Company, which you guys will see me do another stream of at some point. Or too long, I guess. Alright, energy grid complete. Still waiting on the minerals to start an automation building. Guess I can start on this in case I don't get them, in case they reject the deal. Guys. Council. Nope. They said yes. In which case, boom. $10.50 jobs. Technicians, shouldn't this be... Oh, the set limit, 1,500 is... So yeah, 375, so just shy of 400. Yeah, with the energy grid in place, this will definitely be profitable. Wait, what? The population decreased last month? That doesn't make any sense. Should be increasing every month. Can't resettle. I'm supposed to be able to resell anyways. Romer there. Actually, the head of science here. I'd rather have anomalies here. I need contact. The alien race, come on. This is increased 51. Yeah, that number's bullshit because population increased by 4. There is something wrong with the math, or maybe that's the effective workforce or some nonsense. I don't know. It is time to re-enable temple. Boom. Alright. Celebrate diversity. Boom. Oh, bunch of uni. And this is a respected world. Country modifier is 18,918. We're keeping that in mind. Profane, that should be worse. Expected. Holy. 22, 12, 22. Nice. I just have to redo New Jerusalem. It has a system. Until it becomes holy. I may put that off a while since the odds of that are only 1 in 7 each time of it becoming a holy world. This will have to do it for now in short. Many situations a bit better due to many's multiplier. Which the priests produce many, so of course benefit from them like all pops. So, pretty sure we can cut down the number of forcers actually. We've done that before, but whatever. Crime is well enough under control, and it will only get better. So it squares, I think. Native amenities. Maybe not. But the stability is falling off now that approval's over 50%, but of course weighted by political power. Yeah, I'm pretty sure crime will come down as it squares. Just looking at how much I got from celebrating diversity in terms of union, see if I should have waited for future reference. After signing this pre-surf, it was okay to do it instantly. I cannot. Let's see. D4 squares. We've gone up that much. I'm down, even though I have more priests. What? That's weird. So I could have done the reconsecration and then celebrate diversity. Delayed celebrating diversity, but it would have got more uni from it. That's one of the reasons they do this was the menace. Trying to get Anchor happier, so produce more science. Not just about the might make a difference in the speed of volatile material plants. Maybe. Place one of these luxury residences with a robot facility in Essex. It's gonna start to really hit population growth, which is already not maxed. So. Excuse me. Well, that'd be incentive to add another city district for housing. Nothing else. Huh. Lost in space. Oh goodness, that's actually even worse than leader level up. Explorer, obviously. Anomaly discovery. Chance. Stasia will forge ahead quickly and try to meet new civilizations. Less surveying. It's also lower anomaly discovery chance, but some here and there. Ah, there is passive XP gain just from Leah Fleet. Interesting. Let's see what battle wreckage has. I might start another science ship so we can recruit another scientist. Maybe. Yeah, that's all over the map. Anyhow. Maybe due to fluctuations in Papa Ethos. Wait, why'd the minis get worse? Assign more squares. It shouldn't happen. Anyways, battle wreckage. Great battle between the Grand Navy of the First League and another fleet took place not far from here, some 2 million years ago. Wow, that's a long time ago. The gravity well of Terrebonne 6A has since captured much of the debris left by its engagement, and the wreckage of several massive hulks can be found on the moon's surface.
Situation log has been updated.
Yeah, it's a special project to give skill research, I think. Back to this in a bit, I think. I hope. specimen secured thing. Project complete will both happen for tool. Oh shoot. Good thing I'm doing things slowly and letting more time pass. Probably want a nibble refinery. There. A trade hub. Done that a while ago. Yeah, well. Just I'm almost gonna need new naval coverage soon. Let's find this tiny nebula only encompasses 4 worlds here. Maybe it does these 2. I doubt it. That's some benefits. Me anyhow.
System survey concluded.
Base system fully surveyed. It's uncomfortably close to the forces, so there. Double up in civilian industry, interesting. Doesn't mean I should. More enough civilian industry as it is. A sec, think about this. Yeah, I think what I want is an urban expansion. A sprawling area of spires, smog, and ceaseless motion where the skyline is both home and labyrinth. For housing, and build slots that I think allow more housing buildings. Because where this is in the population growth curve, a little more housing, it should drastically increase the population growth rate. Especially the population grows a bit bigger into optimal pop growth territory. It's because the S shape of the curve partly. No. Yeah, that you want to concentrate your pops on a few worlds, because well, sparsely populated ones will actually have more growth rate relative to different people. A lot of the capacity comes from unfilled districts, and so yeah, no, maybe not entirely, but it's a major investment. Genesis Arc, so that's haven't built any for a bit, but I probably should soon. Either way, this some of my new buildings when I have a bit more free labor. A robot factory when I have tech. I'll be throwing out more Genesis arcs to get genetic memory and Genesis preserves all over these worlds. Importantly, preserves buff other worlds with society and uni output everywhere. Improves the preserves in all the other worlds. Like, because they have 2 of them, it's 10%, 10%. So it is. You need a certain minimal population, even for what I said before, to apply it all. The planet capacity. What is clear is from economic optimal growth rate, you do still want to not done too widely, new colonies too widely too soon. With Genesis preserves and Gen memory, it's more towards the original cell everywhere.